to Port Tortuga. It is a harborside town along the sea. Some ships are docked in the harbor. Palm trees, lush vegetation in the mountains in the distance as the kind of the town was built along the bay. Um, there are some turrets and old ruins that kind of a lot on the outer sides of the village that may be warded off, incoming naval attacks and things like that. But you're seeing that this is a much more vibrant and lively town. The summer sun is nice as winter, you were dealing with the oncoming of winter back from where you were from. But it is very strange. You feel like you didn't travel that very long, or you've traveled a very short time to be somewhere so warm, um, somewhere closer to the equator, during a summertime month. But as that being said, Jack has gone off into the crowd, leaving you at beat, leaving you to kind of talk amongst yourselves to figure out a game plan, what you want to do in town. The world is your oyster, pun intended.
I believe Thal walked off towards the port already, so that she's out. Yeah, Bailey's like way inland.
We better catch up to them.
What was our plan here? I'm sorry, I don't. I know we have to get to the bottom of the ocean, but we're hoping that there's someone here to help or direct us, or.
Yes, because we thought that we could get to closer to Davy Jones' locker from being in Port Tortuga because we need that compass in order to find Davy Jones' locker, but
Right.
he is not giving it up easily.
Got you.
So maybe we should follow Jack, or we could try to, get some supplies while we're in town too before we go to the depths of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much it'll help us at the depths of the ocean, but I think we could all use some more rope.
I think
Yeah,
that's fair, yes. Okay, gather the friends, get some supplies, hunt down Jack.
that sounds good. Anybody else want to go anywhere else?
We could all try our hand at practicing how to swim as mermaids, compliments of Thal,
That's not a bad
before
idea.
we jump in and just go down.
I have a feeling Bailey's gonna need some time to adjust too, so.
Well, we should do that right before we're about to go. So maybe we should go in town, try to get
Mhm,
that compass first before we even think about jumping in the water.
mhm.
Okay. So you guys head forward and you pass an inland Bailey who's clinging onto a palm tree, looking a little sickly from the the saltwater air and brine of the ocean. Um and she just looks disheveled. However, um Thal is not anywhere near this area. She has gone in.
Bailey, we're safe here. We're now on land, and you can climb off the palm tree now. It's actually quite hot here. I think I'm gonna remove my sweater or my thing. And she never takes this thing off.
Mhm.
But it is so hot because you got to think in like Tortuga it would be humid and sticky and gross, and she has just like a white blouse and a leather corset type of like with straps and everything on under it. I'm gonna keep it on because I'm personally cold, but
Oh, yeah,
so she takes it off and she puts it in her bag.
it's fine. We're fine. I know that. Fine.
Well, take my
Where
hand. We have to go in.
I I don't know if I really want to go to the ocean.
No, we're going inland. We're gonna go to the stores and stuff.
No,
Mhm.
I get that. I just mean like with the other totem or whatever. I mean, I'm sure you guys can figure it out, right?
We're not gonna leave you behind.
Why?
This doesn't look like the best place to leave you behind at.
Also, we're kind of a team.
Hmm.
Do you want us to like drug you first and then we'll get you down under there and then, it might not be so scary and then when you come to, you'll already have been under the water and then you'll.
Normally, I would say absolutely not. But that actually doesn't sound like the worst idea. I
Maybe
thought
some
I
wine.
I thought I'd be able to handle it a little better, but I really did not like being on that ship.
Evelyn, she kind of just like looks around the port town, and she looks at you all, and she like goes to say something, but then stops, and then she sits down on a barrel, and she says, "I'm not used to apologizing, but first and foremost, I wanted to say that I am sorry for my outburst in the clock tower. I know Thal is not here for me to tell her this, but I just wanted to look at you all and say that I am truly sorry. It's just when things go wrong or that are out of my control, I can get angry and upset. And when those emotions are triggered, I can't control myself. The demon within inside of me, it takes over and I'm on autopilot. No control over my own body and my own reactions. So I just want again to reiterate that I am truly sorry."
Must have taken a lot of courage to say that, and we appreciate you apologizing. Thank you.
Do you think that there's something we could do to lessen the demon's control so that that doesn't happen in the future? I mean, ultimately, I think you need to say that to Thal, but I would take an apology for being whisked into the middle of a broken pier and the waves and the water and a ship with that guy as the captain.
I just was worried that you would be left out of the fun.
Right. So was I. Yeah. Really want her to beach day.
Oh,
Anyways, I think you should say that to Thal, but like Elowen said, I mean, if it wasn't you, it
Appreciate
wasn't
it.
you.
it's still it's something that I need to learn how to control. The only thing that's ever kept the demon at bay is when I didn't have my powers. But without my magic, I'm vulnerable, and so are the rest of you. I have a few things that I want to get in town. I'll meet you at the tavern this evening when we all figure out what we're going on with Jack. This town is seedy and shady. Be very wary of your persons at all times.
Will do.
Hmm.
Farewell. And Evelyn hops up, and she you see her like black like long blouse and skirt, and as she kind of uses her magic to like shorten her skirt and like make change her long outfit into a more black like corset and leathered like pirate's outfit kind of looking, and you see her like point her finger and like wisp it as a black pirate's hat and bandana, like pull her hair back as she puts on a pirate hat and meanders into town.
That's cute.
I love that.
Thal,
I wish
what
I could
where
do that.
Thal, what are where are you going? What are you doing?
She's kind of tracking Jack slightly, but then she's keeping your ears out for any news about sirens type of
Okay.
thing. Like she's like probably followed him into the tavern or to the bar or whatever, like where the pirates are, and she's just like lurking a little bit in the shadows.
Okay.
That's all. But still,
Um,
like you can probably see her from the window. Like she's just like, what is happening?
so Jack doesn't go to the tavern first.
Okay.
You follow him kind of down actually along the dock in Harborside, and then you see him duck into it looks kind of like a blacksmith shop. There's some iron and swords and things above the door frame. Um, but can you roll a perception check for me?
Will do. I can read. That's 13.
Um, as you're kind of walking along, something in the corner of your eye catches your attention. It's a bright red color that kind of almost beams in the sunlight as you see it disappear behind a stack of barrels and crates.
She'll like get distracted, of course. She's a fish, and she'll go towards the red color, most likely.
So you turn and peek your head over, and you see that it's a teenage girl who is wearing what looks to be like ship's masts and ropes tied around her body. She has these beautiful cerulean, beautiful eyes, and she looks terrified, like as she's like huddled and curled down against the crates.
She's going to pop over the cage very awkwardly and look down, take in the girl she's looking at, and she's like, "You're not Jack."
The girl, she like pulls her red hair and like onto the side and starts like fidgeting with it very nervously, and she shakes her head.
So Thal will cock her head and be like, "What's wrong? Did somebody hurt you?"
She looks and she's like,
Oh, you have a sore throat. You took the throat away. Your voice got thrown away? Your voice got thrown away. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry. Do we need to help you find your voice? No.
and then you hear like kind of clanking of armor and like a marching down the street, and she goes and she pulls your hand forward like and to pull it down over, and then she like peeks her head above the crates, and then she looks at Thal and she's like,
Bad people. Good people? You want those people to help you? No.
she points at her shirt, and then she points to them, and you see this beautiful like emblem of the letter E on it.
E. Is your name E? Oh. The, do you want. You like E's? This funny two mermaids just try to talk to each other. Hmm. Well, E's. Is E's food? Seaweed's not food. That's not E's or seaweed. How do you spell seaweed? Hmm. I don't know either. I don't know how to spell seaweed. I can read seaweed though. Did you know I can read? There's this witch who gave me a ability to read. It was crazy. Yeah, I know. It was crazy. Yeah. Bonkers. Tentacles? Yeah, tentacles. She took your voice? Oh, don't tell the others that. They won't trust me anymore. You kiss somebody. 3. You have to kiss somebody at 3.
She points up to the
Oh.
sun.
Kiss somebody on the 3rd day. In 3 days. Oh! We gotta find somebody for you to kiss. What's your preference? You know? Yeah? Let's go find him.
She
Her. No. You're embarrassed. You're naked. Yeah, I was naked too. Here. And she takes off her coat and is naked again. Now I'm naked. Okay, I put it back on. Okay.
You'd want to find person to kiss before 3 days because which took your voice. We gotta find kiss boy or girl. You have to find E to kiss. I know an E. No, I don't know an E. A boom? A, a sailor. A head. A sailor head. A crown. Oh. He's a prince? Well, that's fun. Where do we find a prince?
And she points over, and you see in the direction this beautiful tan and maroon and red castle that juts out into the ocean.
Oh, well, that's handy. Well, that's not Jack's compass at all. Well, I do feel bad. And I do think you're a mermaid, because I know those things. I would know that, right? Yeah? You didn't get turned into a siren. I'm so glad you didn't get turned into a siren. That means we're okay, right? I don't know. Anyways, long story. Let's go kiss a boy. You kiss a boy. You don't want to kiss a boy? You do. Well, we have to make you meet first. You just can't kiss somebody, can you? How does love work? I don't know anything about love. Have you ever dated a dolphin before? Okay. Well, I have some friends that might be able to help us. What? Me? You? Friends? We friends. I have lots of friends. I think they're friends. They might not hate me right now. But we could be friends. And then they might like you too. They were accepting of me because I had fins and you have feet. Aren't they awful? Yeah, I know.
She like tries to pull herself up, and she like wobbles and then falls down in Thal's arms.
I will teach you to walk. It took me like a whole month to learn, but now I'm a pro. I know 3 days, I get it. I have professional walkers though. I mean, they know how to walk. They could probably teach you how to walk. Do you want to find them? Do you want a piggyback ride? It's where you go on my back and I carry you. I saw a little kid do that once. We'll just walk together. Yeah, and she helps her up and like slings her arm over and like, look, we're best friends. You'll just look like a pirate. I looked like a pirate for a long time. Me? Boobs? My voice?
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm not very smart. Nope. That's an 8.
She seems to be mentioning something about you that she wants to know.
Oh. What do you want to know about me? Am I a mermaid? You want... Why do I have my voice still? Me? You? Talk to me? Talk through me. I am your voice? No. Sorry, I'm trying. What am I? You. What am I? 1, me. 3 days. What? W. You. Water. You don't want water. You. Me. I don't know. Can I roll again? I. You kiss me. I'm sorry. This is so hard. Oh my god. Okay, I'm really sorry that the sea witch took your voice because she's making this really difficult. I don't know what she took from me. Anyhow. What is my name? Oh, my name is Thal. Well, she says it in Dolphin. But they call me Thalassia. At least my friends do. Hi, you. Swim. Ow. Ariel. Ariel! You and Ariel. Perfect. Now we know name. That's a fun name.
You would know that King Triton has a daughter named Ariel.
I wonder if she put it together yet. She's like, yeah. Oh. Oh. You. Crown too. And she bows. No bow? 17? 7. 7 sisters. Oh yeah, you have lots of sisters. I know. You're the baby. I'm the baby in my family too. I have one sister. But my pod, that's another story. Anyways, do you want to see my friends? And then we can kiss a boy. You kiss a boy. I don't want to kiss a boy. Maybe I do want to kiss a boy. I've never kissed a boy before. Let's go.
So Ariel gets up and she kind of walks alongside of you, a little shaky, but she seems to kind of get the hang of it as the two of you start walking. And you see everyone else kind of crowded around kind of the central area of Port Tortuga.
Look who I found. It wasn't the compass, but it's somebody important. To the mermaids, this is. Should I say princess? She says out loud. Okay, this is Ariel. She's a mermaid. Mermaid, too, like me. She looks around. Don't tell the pirates. There's pirates here.
Pleasure to meet you, Ariel.
She has no voice. Tentacles took it from her.
Oh, so she made a pact too.
Did you make a pact too?
With the
Okay.
same person.
At least it's the same person. We don't have to hunt out another one.
I, I, I never said it was the same person. Now did I? who
But
took
is it?
your pact? There's a sea witch, right? How many sea witches are there?
I just assumed because you said tentacles, sorry.
Mine was Ursula. Was yours Ursula? He hides behind Lucan.
Wait, we're not going back with the pirates, are we?
He has the compass though.
We have
Yeah,
to.
but we don't have to. No, I mean, she points at Ariel. I'm with her. I don't think we need to.
But she's.
That's
Wait,
the only way to find Davy Jones' locker.
Is it?
You? No? You know where David Jones' locker is?
Oh,
Oh.
The
Well, that's
convenience.
handy. The convenience.
Wait, what is she saying? It doesn't look like you're saying desert or city.
We have to swim down really, really far into the waves in the maelstrom. Steep down. Right? Scary. But fun. We have to
Oh.
die as well.
What the fuck?
We have to. Oh! She like holds her. Like,
dive?
no, she holds her like little necklace off. She's like, I have it sorted. They can turn into mermaids too. It was a gift from Eliot. They can breathe. You know Eliot, don't you? Right. He swam with. He is the blue jay, yeah. And he swam down there? Who knew he could swim? Stay.
And she pointing up and you see these seagulls flying around.
He's here? He's a seagull. he helped you before, but you take
Took him.
heavenly? Happily? Heaven? Ev. Oh god.
Have you
You have.
have
And she points at all of you.
Friends.
You and
Sky.
Eliot are friends.
the birds? The birds are your friends?
Oh!
Okay.
Penguin? Crab? Fish? I
Seagull.
like fish. Seagull. Seagull's friend.
Voice.
Seagull is your voice.
No.
Oh, okay. Seagull's your voice. You can talk. You, Evelyn, could talk to Seagull.
What would the seagull say?
Where to find. Oh, she wants to kiss the prince before 3 days are up. The sea
Okay.
witch took her voice, and for some
Okay.
reason she needs to kiss the prince. Is that part of your pact? You gave up your voice to kiss the prince, but then you'll just be a mermaid again. She'd make you a human? You want to be a human? Wow. She forced me to have legs. That's not fair. I
So
did.
all of this is for a guy?
You love him. Hey, you did the same thing with Mia. You loved her.
I know, I just mean, guys.
Yeah.
I want to kiss a boy. I've never done it before. Or a girl.
Well, I never kissed anyone either, but also I don't really want to kiss a boy. But
You've never kissed anybody?
I lived in a
Neither.
traveling nomadic forest, and I spend most of my time with dead people, so.
That's frowned upon in most societies.
It's my job.
I swear
Up until I
they're
met you
friends.
guys.
Well, no, I meant like having kissing relations with dead people. That's what I meant. That
Oh,
it's frowned upon.
for sure.
It's-
You don't kiss dead people. No, you.
No. She's like backing up there, like, it's okay. They are normal human dwellers, land dwellers. We're the
Human.
keepers of Everas.
I'm not-
You're a keeper.
Ta-da!
No, but
You knew them.
we are. You knew
We will help you. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because Eliot
Can
told us to.
somebody get her like a notebook or something?
Do you know how to write?
I didn't know how to write.
It's true.
And she
Talk to
Can none
me.
of us read minds? I can't.
I am her voice. I am her voice. Ursula took her voice. I am her voice.
That's a big responsibility.
I write for her. You write for
Oh, she can write in a language that you understand?
Ah.
Because you guys come from the same place. Got it.
Makes sense. Well, we gotta find this guy. He's a prince.
Thal will point to the castle. He's there, apparently. He
Well,
loves.
let's figure out his name and let's get you some clothes.
His name's Eric.
Because-
Wait, E.
His name's E. Okay. We
Like-
can ask around,
Like
but we should probably
Eliot.
get you some clothes because land dwellers. We gotta make you look the part.
There's something wrong
And she
with
like. Yes.
Okay.
Especially since we have to introduce her to the prince.
Gotta make her look like a princess.
Yeah. A land princess.
Right. Land princess. Who knows what a land princess looks like?
I think I have some extra clothes. I don't know if she'll look like a princess though.
We met some land princesses, technically.
Oh, you're right. I do know
Hmm.
a land princess. They were just in a dream, princess. Sorry, big world. Okay, anyways. Let's go find. We met Belle and Cinderella. Do you know them? Okay. See? Monkey see, monkey don't.
Wait, you're in love with this guy, right? Is he in love with you?
Did you ever
But
meet
he
him?
knows you. Surely he knows you. Why do you have to look like a princess, or can you just look like you? You can just look like yourself. Do you just want some clothes? Bailey will give her like her dark common clothes and hood, like her little rogue outfit. Cause I think Bailey's in a dress now, isn't she?
Yeah. How about um Bailey has this in her outfit.
Cause I think I have 2 extra sets of clothes
I
with
don't
my
even know
stuff.
what I have in my inventory.
Let's say that she has that.
Where'd you
Easy
send it?
enough.
Oh, references. Okay, you don't want to put Ariel in rogue clothes?
Cute little rogue outfit.
That's what I was picturing. Like Bailey has like the darkest, spookiest clothes. Dressed as Ariel.
Lucan.
Thal. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Let's
I was
say
just gonna
okay.
say,
Let's say that Bailey has the corset, the bustier,
Sure.
and then
It has another blouse because that's the one she would
yeah,
wear. Evelyn
perfect.
has a spare blouse, and then whoever has a blue skirt, we can make this work.
We all just
Lucan
dress her in scraps.
is gonna look around to see if there's any like. I know that we're in like Port Tortuga, but like if there's like a clothesline with like a skirt like that hanging on it or something.
Roll investigation.
Yep.
Nab that shit.
Oh boy. Pretty sure I don't have high investigation, but let me check. Yeah, that's a 6.
So Lucan looks around. Um, you don't see a clothesline, but you do see a hamper full of clothes.
He's gonna
That's
go
how we'll
through
do
it.
that one. Okay.
Okay. He's gonna
Uh,
go through it until he finds a blue skirt.
okay. Um, so she goes over and she like leans to see what he's doing, and then as he's digging through the stuff, you find the light blue, sky blue skirt, and you hand it over to her, and she starts to unravel the ropes and starts right in front of the middle of the street, and she starts to get nude because she doesn't know any better, and she slips onto the dress and she puts it over her head, pulls up the thing, the bustier, and slips on the skirt, and then from one of the like little banners and stuff hanging throughout the village, she pulls down a blue flag. She rips it up and she ties her hair up and puts it in a bow,
This would
and
be
then she like
much
spins
easier.
around, and then she like curtsies to you all.
Aw.
Good
Curtsy
job.
back.
You look
You
like
even got
land
some
person.
landwalker gestures.
You've been watching him for a while, haven't you? Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
You seem to be a little bit better with this stuff than Thal first was.
You
You were watching.
men, land dwellers. You watch land
Huh?
dwellers. You like land dwellers because you want to be human. You took your pact to be a human. And you took your voice. But you have to kiss before the third day to stay. What happens if we don't complete our pact? She whispers. you fish forever. Well, at least you're not dead. You would be dead. Your father would kill you. Probably. No. Ursula kill you. Cool. Great, you guys. Well, at least you have a skirt to walk in, because I had a jacket from Arendelle. But now Eliot gave me this one, and she like spins in her new pirate jacket. Yee. Still has no shoes on. She's like, but I have feet.
So, let's go see if we can get an audience with this prince.
So if we've tried this before, and I don't know if it would work, but can we walk up there and be like, the Keepers of Everas wish to have an audience with the prince? And does that have like sway to it, or?
I think it would help.
Maybe. If they know.
Oh, I guess that's a good point. Is the title Keeper of Everas like a well-known thing, or is that only among like special people?
It might be only among special people, or like people Eliot knows.
That's fair.
Because all the people that, knew were Eliot's friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth a try.
And pretty high up. But yeah, I feel like maybe it's worth a try.
But he's a prince. He's high up. I mean, not just high up on a mountain thing. I don't know what it's called. Castle?
Castle?
Guess you could say that we're higher up, though.
How are we higher up?
Well, we watch over all of Everas, not just Port Tortuga.
I have an idea.
Wow.
Yeah. As you all are talking, Ariel is just kind of going around the port town, like smelling flowers and waving to children and like petting cats that sit in windowsills and just like taking in Port Tortuga on her new human legs. She stays close by, but she's just in wonder.
Why don't we ask around about this prince? See if we can find something, like some information about him, What if he already has a princess?
Never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go find somebody, and Thal like tries to walk off. Find the closest person.
Sure.
Hey, let's go.
She'll probably go to like a cart.
Okay. You go over to a cart that's selling like pastries and breads and things like that, and she says, "Oh, hello! How's it going, lass?"
Hello. Do you know if the prince has a girl?
Oh, Prince Eric? No, he much more fares the sea than any woman that I've ever seen.
So the sea is his love.
He does love the sea, though a horrible thing happened last night. A terrible storm washed his boat and crashed in the sea. He just came back this morning, actually. Oh. It was his birthday yesterday.
Well, that's a terrible birthday.
Oh,
well,
that's so strange. We were on the ocean last night and there was no storm. How odd.
Very odd.
Weird.
Where are you from?
The north.
Well, we're actually from all different places, but we just came from Valeywn.
Ah, that's a couple of days' journey.
What?
Yeah, Northern Valeywn.
Oh, I suppose it was.
What did Jack do to us?
The compass?
We need that compass. She stares off. Well, I guess.
Do you need?
Sorry.
Did you want to buy any pastries or anything?
I have no clue what that is.
Yes, please.
Sure. I have a couple muffins, some baguettes. I got a couple cheeses that you might like as well. These pair very well together.
Thal, have you had any of this before? Any of it?
Well, we had that spongy stuff as bread. She's looking at in Canterbury.
So I'll get Is the baguette look big enough for us to like share?
Mhm.
Okay, one of
Like one of
those,
those long, yeah.
and like a quarter wheel of cheese,
Ariel probably
and
needs food. She probably hasn't
yes,
eaten, did.
and like
As you like look and you mention Ariel's name, you see that she's dancing with some people in the square.
man, she's lively.
How's she know to do that so fast? Why did you. Never mind.
I'll buy everyone snacks and stuff and cheeses and muffins.
Alrighty,
Like,
so after all of that, we are looking at but just 8 gold pieces, my friend.
Easy peasy. 8. Remove. Wow, I'm so poor.
All right, well, thank you all. I hope you enjoy your stay here in Port Tortuga. We welcome all friends of all walks of life here.
Thanks. Also, she gets in close. Do you know who the Keepers of Everas are?
Yes, we've heard stories of the Keepers of Everas. It's a tale as old as time.
Wow. Are they alive or dead?
Most of them are still alive.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Perfect.
do you believe the stories? It's like well known that these people exist.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you. I pass out cheese and bread and pastries and things to everybody.
Thank you,
Harold,
Meryl.
Mhm.
Errol picks up their food and she just starts gnawing on it. And she's like,
Mm.
eat it with the cheese too. It's good. And she breaks off a little bread for Sprig, and she gives him a little bit.
To the castle? Are we jumping that gun right now?
I mean, they
We
know that the Keepers of Everas are real, I think. I mean, if the townspeople do, I would
Mhm.
assume that the royalty of the town would know.
You
So
would think.
maybe we can pull that string of like, here we are. We request your presence.
It sounds like we could try it.
And then I guess I didn't really think this all the way through. Do we just be like, here's a girl that wants to kiss you?
Well, no, it's just like we want to meet them for some reason, and she tags
Well,
along.
remember how we helped like Belle and Beast like kind of get to know each other? Like I'm
Hmm.
kind of thinking those kind of vibes. Like
Mm-hmm.
we just want to do the introductions, kind
Yeah,
of to start with.
they can have dinner. They could dance just like Bella and. Wait, we did the same thing. Disney to dance. That's what happened. Like, never Cinderella danced, and then Belle and Adam danced. They gotta dance.
But the thing is that they have to host it. We can't just walk in and say, we want to dance. That'd kind of be rude.
Um, but they're dancing over there.
Wait, maybe we can convince Prince Eric to throw some sort of like beach party shindig, and all of the people can come, and there'll be food and booze, and maybe the booze will attract Jack, and then the prince and Ariel can schmooze it up at this party, and then Jack will be there because hopefully booze will be there, and then we can pounce on him and get
It
that.
was just his birthday. Maybe we need to suggest that he needs to have a shindig.
Yes, he almost drowned too, so like no time but the
Celebrate
present.
life.
Yeah.
Well, that must suck. Almost drowning.
Yes.
not pleasant. You
We
would
all have
know.
almost drowned, yeah.
Remember what it felt like?
Oh, you
It was
right.
horrible.
Hmm.
Yeah, I definitely remember.
Let's not go back there.
No.
That's the plan.
I'd like to
um,
never go back there again.
a bell tower goes off signaling that it's 4 p.m.
Well, we must get there soon, probably. We don't want to show up too late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Ariel! And she yells for her.
Ariel perks up and she like gets off the bench and she heads forward, finishing up the last of her um baguette or whatever she had.
We have
You guys,
sorry.
no, you're fine. Um, you guys head towards the castle, this beautiful castle against the ocean side. Um, and you go forward and you see these gorgeous, huge, you know, castle gates, that with big emblem of E on it. And you see that the doors to the castle palace are like open, letting in the beach and the sea breeze. Just kind of seems to be a very like open aired, kind of welcoming castle, unlike the ones that you're typically used to. Um, you head into the castle, and it's this gorgeous, sandstone and uh, draperies, and it's just you see there's people like going all throughout the castle. And up at the head, you see a tall older gentleman with a long ponytail and captain's a sea captain's hat or some type of nautical hat as he holds onto a clipboard and he's like pacing back and forth um, throughout the castle. And as you step forward, he kind of like turns and looks and he goes, "Ah, oh, hello. Uh, you all are here for what?"
We are the Keepers of Everas. And she bows like a man.
New keepers already. Well, I am Grimsby. I am the maitre d', you as you will, of the castle here. And what can I offer you this day here? Sorry, we're just scrambling today. It was a awful night last night. Some of our crewmen had perished in the watery depths, and oof, oh, I hate the sea. But Eric is fine if that's what you're here for.
Yeah, we're here
We were
to.
wondering if. Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, we're here to meet Eric, actually. To offer any assistance in aiding him and slash wishing him a belated birthday.
Yes, well, and then as you kind of are talking from down the cascading steps, you see a very handsome man with black hair and blue ocean eyes and a white shirt and red sash and black pants and boots. And he goes, "Ah, Grimsby, I overheard you talking about me." And he like looks at you all and he says, "You are the new keepers here of Everos. Welcome. I'm so glad you've made it."
Yeah, were you
Cute.
expecting us?
"No, but it's always good to have friends come into the castle and visit. What can I do for you?" And then as he says that, his eyes lock with Ariel's, and you just kind of see this like immediate connection and this like the feeling of warmth and serenity kind of takes over you all as you felt when you met Cinderella and Belle when you're around Eliot. And Eric, he goes forward and he says, "You seem very familiar to me. Have we met?" And Ariel goes, "We have met. I knew it. You're the one I've been looking for. What's your name?" And you see Ariel go to like say her name, but then she like goes like this, and Eric says, "What's wrong? What is it?" And she pats her neck again and says, "You can't speak? Oh, well then you couldn't be who I thought. But that's fine. I'm happy you're all here. What is your all names?"
The
I'm Bailey. It's good to meet you. Beautiful castle.
Thank you, Bailey.
Evelyn, it is a very beautiful castle and quite welcoming. You know, compared to the other castle that we have visited, you don't have many guards around here, or it seems that you don't, like your privacy.
Well, I welcome all walks of life here in Port Tortuga. It is what my father would have wanted before he passed away. But if I'm to become king, I want to be of the peoples, and I need them all to respect me, but also think of me as a friend.
Well,
Very noble.
we are we still thinking? I lean over to Bailey or whoever's closest. Are we still thinking about a party?
I think that's the plan.
Cool. We want to suggest a party.
Maybe a dance.
A dance, yeah. And some food for the whole town and a chance for everyone to celebrate you and your birthday and your uh, return home safely after such unfortunate events.
Uh, well,
It seems like a good opportunity for a ball, maybe.
a festival. Well,
Sure.
I'm not good at dancing, but sure, a festival. A festival, celebrations, and that sounds wonderful.
How does tomorrow sound?
Tomorrow. Oh, well, there's so much to plan, but I'm sure all Grimsby here will be able to help you out. Isn't that right, Grimsby? And he's like, oh, of course, I'll be able to help our new friends here around the castle, and absolutely. A festival it is. For the Keepers of Everas, our new ones, we must welcome them.
I mean,
Prince Eric it was, right?
You've got that right, Ellen.
Uh, do you have any plans, Mother, other than the festival at night? Anything to do during the day?
Besides mope around the castle, since I can't go out to sea anymore since my ship's broken, yeah, I'll be here.
Well, our good friend Ariel here, you just met her. She is brand new in this area, and would you be able to help? Like, I don't think she'd be any good planning, helping us plan stuff. So maybe could you show her your kingdom?
Well, Ariel, what do you say? How about a little John around the kingdom? And Ariel, she smiles brightly, like looks at Evelyn and looks back at Eric, and it's like, well, perfect. It's a date then. I'll gather up the horses. We'll take a wagon ride, and perhaps we'll take a boat ride around the lagoon. How does that sound? And Ariel says, like she doesn't say it, but she nods her head enthusiastically. She's well, perfect. Well, let us get you all to your rooms if you want to stay here in the castle, unless you have other accommodations.
Oh,
that
The
I'd
castle
actually,
would be wonderful
yeah.
if I can just
I'm not
stop
gonna
you right
keep going.
there.
Do we all get our own rooms?
There's plenty enough rooms around the castle for each and every one of you.
oh
Absolutely.
wow.
Oh.
We never
Now,
did that.
Up there.
Grimsby, perhaps you should tell Chef to prepare a feast for dinner this evening. It's good to have guests around. And Grimsby says, "Of course, seafood it is, absolutely. Perhaps crab." And Eric, he says, "Yes, crab it is. Is that okay for everyone? Seafood?
Sure.
As long as
Also,
there's just a side salad, I'd be fine. Thank you.
I'll
Perhaps.
leave it
Grimsby,
for.
make sure to get all of their dietary needs, and it's taken care of for this evening."
Can I request a hot tea?
Of course.
Thank you.
Could you? This has nothing to do with dinner, but I don't want to forget. Could you point me in the direction in which the ship sank? I heard that you lost a few crew members.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you the general direction, but there was a lot going on.
Of course.
But yeah, we were just a few kilometers outside of the bay when the storm hit, and I was miraculously woke up on the beach side and I heard this beautiful singing a girl, and she was just wonderful, and I really want to meet her.
oh,
She's she's beautiful. At least her singing voice is. It was hard to see with the sun.
makes sense.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Now, I will have a couple things to attend to, and Ariel, would you mind if I show you to your room personally? And Ariel, she steps up and to go closer to Eric, but she trips over her own dress and then into Eric's arms, and they kind of lock eyes and smile at each other. And he says, "Whoa, uh, you must have been through a lot. I'll get you taken care of and washed up. Come on." And he takes Ariel off into the castle.
Well, if we have time as a group, maybe sometime this evening or even now, if we don't have much else that we're doing, uh, Lucan did suggest that Bailey get a chance to practice out those fins, get used to what it's like. And I would love to do ascending for the crew members who lost their lives, and I figure maybe we could take a little swim out as a group. And I don't know how often you can do that magic, Val, but
I think it's in whenever. Eliot didn't
Once
say.
every 24 hours.
Once every
once every
24 hours. That's what Eliot said.
So if we
When
feel like
the
we wanna,
Yeah,
when
no,
the
you're good.
Well, we won't be going to Davy Jones' locker once in 24 the next 24 hours, so
Yeah. It can't
probably be okay.
yeah,
be. Yeah,
We do have to meet Evelyn at the tavern later too.
we do.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
Thank
time
you.
can I tell? What time it is?
It was
Ish.
4 o'clock before when we got here. So
Oh,
probably around 5. We probably have an hour until we need to meet her. So I guess plan your party or tell human how to plan party.
is swimming in the ocean after dark smart? Will we get lost?
I mean, I don't, but I'm a mermaid.
Well, either way, I would like to do it soon. So tomorrow could work too if we want to do it during the day, because our evening is pretty booked. So,
Yeah.
Bailey, do you think you'd be up for a practice run?
I honestly really don't want anything to do with this, but I also realize what it means to be a keeper, and Thalassia, I'm trusting you, and I'm trusting your abilities, and I guess a practice run is better than being thrown into some sort of chaos.
Well, we're trusting Eliot, not really me. He's the one who gave me it. I hope it was Eliot that gave us that. But it's Eliot's magic, so it has to be pretty awesome, right?
If you say that it's safe, and that the ocean is safe, and that you can help make a swim, I
will
guess I don't
keep
really
my
have much of a
mouth
choice.
shut. Swimming is
Right.
great. I trust Eliot. They did it, and they were fine. The
It
ocean
was
is not safe.
weird.
But I digress.
And I'm really good at keeping watch. If you guys want someone to stay on shore,
But you're safe
How
with
would you
me.
keep watch?
I would watch the surface of the water for as
on
long
a
as it took.
boat?
While
you
we're
guys.
down in Davy Jones' locker? What are you gonna see?
Hopefully nothing. Would be great.
What if we
Look,
get transported somewhere else? We're lost forever.
I I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but you guys have been really brave, and we've seen a lot of really terrifying things, and I will try my best. If this is our option, then
We
I'll
can
do
ask
what
for.
it takes. I'll do what it takes. I can't promise I'm gonna like it, and if we're on a boat again, I am gonna feel sick, but I'll do whatever I need to do to help.
I mean,
And maybe
Maybe
just a light swim out, in mermaid form will help ease the tensions when before we like dive to the bottom of the ocean. Because I'm not saying I'm not scared. That sounds terrible, but
Well, like I said, I guess a practice run is probably more sensible than just going into havoc or combat.
mhm,
I'd rather at least, like I mean, do you think we could find like a kiddie pool?
of course, like
Like
a
a
tide
little.
pool.
Sure.
There's a
Yeah,
fountain we
something
could swim in.
where I
Hmm,
could touch would be great.
No fountain.
no
Like
fountain.
lagoon.
We got to do this away from the people.
From the people, probably yes would be a good
What if
idea.
we walked along the shore and looked for like you know how like the rocks form like little divots and we could look to see if the waves have brought in a little pool of water
hmm Or maybe Prince
that's
Eric knows like a nice private cove or something that's not super, turbulent in the water area.
Grimsby comes over and he says, "All right, your accommodations have been prepared. If you'd like for me to take you to your rooms, I will gladly do so. Dinner will be served in approximately 1 hour. I have all of your dietary accommodations taken care of as well. There are outfits stored ready for you if you would wish to change out of your clothes. But I did happen to overhear. I do apologize for that. I'm keen eye or ear for those types of things. If you're looking for a place to swim, perhaps a lagoon. It is not too far and it's beautifully covered and taken care of."
Maybe we'll go right before the festival tomorrow.
hmm
I just keep
Also,
thinking.
we
What?
just real quick before I forget again, we have one more friend who actually is currently not with us at the moment. Is she welcome to stay here?
Of course, any friend of the keepers is a friend of ours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Bailey?
I was just gonna say I just keep thinking about what happened in the void.
hmm
I don't want to go under. What if we can't get back up?
From being a mermaid swimming below water, we'd be fine.
Yeah. We'll talk about this
Well,
later when we're in the tavern.
oh, because we're gonna have to bring Evie with us too. Is she going to this place with
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
I've
let's.
also
Thank you.
never known water to not let me back out. I've splashed around in rivers plenty of times, and I never got stuck under the water. That was a first.
I know, I mean, same, but it was a first, but ever since that happened, I feel, I mean, if he latches onto fears and nightmares, I guess it just seems like an opportunity.
We'll,
But you can
Okay,
fight those fears
there.
by overcoming them.
we'll watch each other's backs, definitely. And if you want to, I can hold your hand the entire time, and I can make sure you get back up as long as you're willing. I don't want to go back up, but that's just me. I'd rather stay underneath the water. But it was not
Right.
fun feeling like you cannot breathe in a wet substance. That was interesting and awful, and I don't believe that would happen in the ocean.
That's why we're going to swim in the lagoon, thanks to Grimsby. And I believe if we could go to our rooms, that would be fantastic.
You guys have all been talking as he's leading you through the castle corridors and things like that, and he opens up a corridor of different rooms, each of you showing you off to each of your rooms. They're beautiful queen size beds with gorgeous views of the outside sea, balconies that wrap around and open up to the sea breeze as it drafts through the rooms, where the smell of kind of lilac and salty sea breeze kind of fill your nostrils. It's light, it's airy, it's breathable. And each of your rooms are just, it looks like you could just sleep forever in these rooms. If you do need anything in the next hour, just let me know. I will be around the castle, but we will serve dinner approximately 6 p.m. It's in about 45 minutes from now in the main dining hall. Please let me know if I can be any more of assistance, unless I can be dismissed.
I
I
think we're
don't.
all good. Thank you.
Thanks for
Of
everything.
course. You're welcome. And when your friend arrives, or are you bringing them here?
I will
Uh,
get in contact with them. I will send them a message.
I will have a room ready for them when they arrive.
Perfect.
Good day. And he turns and leaves you all.
Day.
So, minor note to keep track of. Apparently, our title carries a little weight depending on where we're at. So that's good to know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that worked flawlessly. I really wasn't expecting it to go so well.
yeah, I'm surprised that they knew that, the Keepers of Everas were a thing and were current. They're not
Mm-hmm.
just the last ones.
Pretty cool.
When
Oh,
this is all said and done, we should talk to Ellie about making like a sigil that they carry so they can be like, you know, they're the real deal. But for later.
he might have has some and just couldn't get it to us because, things happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to send Evelyn, because nobody else is around, I can say her name probably, a message saying that meet us at the castle. I hope that's okay.
I'm sure it's fine. She needs to know to get here.
Since we are in a castle and it's a dinner, do you think we should get changed in their clothes?
Maybe.
I like my clothes.
I just want to be like, uh, respectful.
Well, what's it look like?
She goes out like into her room and she opens up the wardrobe, and she takes a peek at what the dress would be or outfit.
You see that there are multiple different outfits, feminine wear, dresses, that whole thing. Lots of sea colors, bright greens, yellows, pinks, blues, lilac, those types of things.
I guess when in Tortuga, and I'll find like a seafoam green colored dress and throw that on, just because I want to. You guys don't wear what you want.
Bailey will look for anything in black.
Which doesn't seem to be really anything in black.
She's gonna keep on her clothes.
Evelyn's gonna actually sit down like on a pillow. She's gonna put Sprig on a pillow, and she's like, I'm sure you're a tuckered out little guy." And she like makes a little bed for him, and then she looks at the dresses and she picks probably not a seafoam green, but like a light green dress.
Did, did you sit down on the bed?
Not yet. I
Okay.
just put Sprig on the
Okay, you
bed.
just had him down. Okay.
Yeah.
The bed eats Sprig.
Yeah. It's a
No.
It's a
mimic.
mimic.
Yeah.
Thal, Bailey. I mean, Lucan.
Say Bailey is just gonna keep wearing her skirt and black shirt.
Uh, Lucan will go into like his room or whatever and see if there are male clothing.
Yeah.
You get a
In your
pretty
room.
pink dress too.
Yeah, in Lucan's room. It was prepared for him. So there's just some vests and tunics and things of that nature. Some tights, some boots, things like that.
He's gonna wear it. He's gonna change.
Thal is going to
Alrighty.
message Evelyn first and be like, Evelyn, we are in the castle. We have a room for you. Please join us before 6. Come
Um,
disguised.
so it sends out, and then you hear Evelyn whisper back to you. And she says, "I'll be there."
Perfect. And she finds a light blue dress and probably a white corset to put on over it. And she's like, "Look, I have feet again." And then she puts Ellie's pirate jacket she has back on again over it. Not wanting to lose that.
Sure. So, anyone else want to do anything before dinner?
Uh, mm, I have it written down somewhere. That book that Lucan got, he was
Yes.
going to sit down and read that. Wasn't there like an hour time limit on that though? Like he had to read it like within so many hours.
You had to read so much of it within a certain amount of hours. It's like the book of
Okay.
like strength or something like that. The manual of gainful. The book describes it as if you spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the context and practicing your guidelines, your strength score increases by two, as is your maximum for that score. So as long as you have spent 48 hours over the period of 6 days, you're able to gain that.
Okay. Um, so I think he read a little bit while they were in the like when he first got it, when they were in the clock tower, but he's gonna like remember that he has it and he's gonna like plop down in a chair like next to the bed or something
Okay.
and start reading.
Anybody else?
Thal's gonna probably jump up and down in the bed. Be like, oh my god, it's so
Yeah,
big.
that bed is just engulfs you and is so comfy and just you feel like you're just sleeping on clouds.
Oh my god, you guys.
Um, Bailey would probably find her own room and like close the door, take off her clothes, climb into bed, and take a hard nap before dinner.
Okay.
Uh, Evelyn's gonna pull out her book, her herbalism guide for beginners, and she's gonna crawl in the bed and just lay on it, kind of curled around Sprig and his pillow, and just relax and continue to read while until dinner's ready.
Okay. Anybody else?
What all is in these rooms? Child
Just
ski wise.
it's a lot of like ornate paintings. There's some lamps on the wall, some doilies on the dresser. There's a vanity. Um, it's a four poster like canopied bed. Um, there you might see like some like anchor designs and like a mermaid, like maybe statuette. Um,
Like a little statue of a mermaid.
yeah.
I'm gonna put that in my bag and
Okay.
then lay down on the bed.
Okay. Um, so uh the an hour or so comes, and then it's all time for you to head down to dinner, where you go into this grand hall with these floor-to-ceiling windows that outlook the ocean. Evelyn is already sitting at one of the tables, and you see the disguise that she's put on. It is a royal navy blue corset with a yellow skirt, and she's put a red bow in her hair and tied back her hair to make it really nice and short. Um, and she also wears a red cloak cape that's attached to the top of the corset. Um, um, and she's sitting down drinking a glass of wine as she looks up at you all. She's the only one that's in the dining hall at this time. Um, and she looks over and she says, of course, we found the fish girl's prince.
Of course, that's part of our job.
What do you mean by that?
I see what's happening. These stories are unfolding again.
Okay.
We
Is that a
must be
bad
on
thing?
our. If you remember how her story goes, Ursula intervenes. So that will be our opportunity to fight back.
Right.
Do you think she'll come to the party?
Ursula? No. She'll come on the third day, disguised as a woman named Vanessa. She's going to try to trick Prince Eric in thinking that she's Ariel. I don't have the magic or abilities to break Ariel's curse or break her pact. She like looks over at Thal
Thal's not looking at her at all. She hasn't even looked at her.
and she turns and she says, So I've gotten a few things that might help us in our fight against Ursula, but I will tell you about it at a later date. Dinner is
Thal,
served, and I need to put on a mask.
Thal, is this going to affect you?
Hmm? Hmm. What do you mean, affect me?
No, affect. Like, is whatever happens with Ursula going to do something to you? Or interfere with the pact that you made?
No, there was nothing in
If
agreement about Ariel or Ariel.
Well, I think what Bailey means is if we kill or destroy Ursula.
Or if you get into combat with her, or prove yourself to be an opposing force. I mean, I don't know how these deals work, but I just want to know if this is something that could affect you.
Hmm. Never thought that far,
possible,
actually.
magical pacts are interesting, as we all know. But the good news is that once we thwart Ursula and her plans, thou will no longer be attached to the Sea Witch.
Are you gonna lose all the things you learned, though? Your ability to read and whatever else.
Hmm. Don't know, but why? She's fine. Looks at like Evelyn. She's like, why do we need to kill her though? She's supposed to help me.
Help you do what exactly?
You know, the my the whole the thing in the ocean, the sirens. She whispers.
We won't have to worry about Ursula helping you. Once Eliot comes back, I'm sure he'll be able to figure something out.
Okay.
Besides, you can't trust her. She's a master manipulator.
If you say so. I still trust her though. She came to me when I needed help most.
She
And
also
after
stole the only thing that's going to help you, along with all of your friends and the totems.
Right.
Now, I have a question for you, and I guess it's a little bit less. Maybe now's not the time. Dinner's almost served. Tonight, though, I have a question for you. The group can come to my room, or just you, I don't mind, but maybe we should talk.
Are you talking to me or Thal?
Thal, it's an invitation open to everybody. I mean, we are a team, but, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And then she starts playing with the napkin at the table.
yes, we don't want to talk all business at this party, and
No.
I'm sure the prince will be down any second.
With Ariel, I hope. She does need help. I mean, losing her voice and everything is awful. I wonder if we should tell Eric that.
Well, she said that if she kisses him, that's gonna help.
Hmm. Apparently, that's the terms of the pact. She kisses Eric, and she gets to be human. And I
It seems
guess
like there's I was gonna say it seems like there's quite a connection between the two of them, but do you think that we should tell him? Make sure that it happens?
Not our place. And it
In the
has to
other
probably come
stories,
naturally.
mhm.
We cannot force upon their stories. They have to play out organically. However, we will be on the outside, making sure that things go according to plan.
right, just like the others.
As you're all talking, Grimsby and Eric enter the room, and Grimsby says, "Oh, Eric, be reasonable. Nice young ladies just don't swim around rescuing people in the middle of the ocean and then flitter off into oblivion like some. I'm telling you, Grim, she was real. I'm gonna find that girl. I'm gonna marry her." And then you hear from the doorway, a woman say, "Oh, come on, honey, don't be shy," as Ariel enters the room in this beautiful pink dress. Her hair is coiffed and cleaned from possibly a bath as she enters, and the light shines down on her, and she clasps her hands and steps forward, looking at you all, and Grimsby goes over to Eric, who's leaning up against the window panes, looking out into the ocean, says, "Oh, Eric, isn't she a vision?" And Eric says, you look wonderful." And Ariel she just goes. And then Grimsby comes over and ushers Ariel and says, "Come, come, come. You must be famished. Let me help you, my dear." There we go. That's better. As Ariel sits down next to all. Now, quite comfy, are we all? Good.
Yes.
Good. It's not often that we get such a lovely dinner guest, eh, Eric? And Ariel picks up a fork and she starts brushing her hair with it as she's like eyeing Eric, who's holding a chalice, and he like looks over with a raised eyebrow, and then she like stops and like looks over at you all, and she's like,
I'm like picking up the fork to do it with her, and then see Evelyn be like, "No." Back down.
uh Grimsby, he lights up a match and starts puffing on his pipe, and then Ariel like looks really excited and she like goes to like grab it, and then Grimsby goes, do you like it is a rather a fine one," and she blows onto it, and the tobacco and smoke blows up in Grimsby's face, and the smoke disappears, and he's just covered in black soot, and Eric starts laughing. And he goes, "Oh, so sorry, Gran." And then
That's
the
fun.
maiden woman who brought Ariel in, she says, "Why, Eric, that's the first time in weeks that I've seen you smile." Grimsby, he takes out his handkerchief as he's cleaning off his face. He goes, "Ah, yes, very amusing. Carlotta, my dear, what is for dinner? You prepared it correctly?" And she goes, "Yes. Oh, you're going to love it. Chef's been fixing his specialty, stuffed crab, as well as the other salads and things of this nature." Um, so she goes off out of the room, or hold on. And then you hear this crashing sound in the next room over. Um, and Carlotta, she goes, "Oh, I should probably go check on Louis. One moment." And she exits the room. And you hear on the other side more like plates and things breaking, and shelves being disheveled. And she goes, You hear this on the other side, like she's not in the room anymore. She goes, "Louis, what are you doing?" And then you hear another man's voice go, "Well, I was just I'm sorry, madame." And then you hear her stomping in the other room. She turns, like you don't see this. But then Grimsby, he drinks on some of the wine that was served and water, and he says, Eric, perhaps our guests might want to enjoy the festivities tomorrow that you have planned, just the two of you. But I have also offered our friends here views of the lagoon. They do want to go for a dip." And Eric is just like staring at Ariel with his hand in his uh hand in his cheek, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Grim. What was that?" And Grim goes, "You can't spend all your time moping about. You need to get out, do something, have a life." And Grimsby opens up his platter, and you see that there is a red crab on his plate. And it starts moving, and no one else sees this but you guys. And Ariel like looks at you guys and is like, and then she lifts up her silver plate cloche or whatever it's called to have the crab scuttle into her cloche, and then as soon as Eric turns to look at Ariel, she closes it real quick and she's like, "Hmm." And then so Eric says, "So we're on the date in the kingdom is our plans during before the festivities?" And she goes, And then Grimsby says, "Wonderful. Now let's eat before this crab wanders off my plate." And he goes to like stick his fork in the crab, but there is no crab. You all have been served your dinner dishes and things like that, and you begin to enjoy the feast. Eric looks at you all and he says, "So, how long in town? How long will you be in town?"
Probably just the next 3 days. Uh, we're planning to take a voyage, probably to the middle of the ocean.
Oh, well, that sounds lovely. Perhaps I might join if I don't intrude.
Oh,
Well, it might get a little dangerous, those high seas, and we don't want to put you at, in harm's way.
Again.
Well, I suppose that's right. Well, what do you say, Grimsby? Do you think I'd be all right? And Grimsby is like, "You can go with them if you want, sire, but I will not be joining you. I will stay right here on land, where I belong."
well,
Well, if you want someone else, I'd be happy to go journey with you. I do love the open ocean.
I mean, that's
Well,
fine. Do you like danger?
Of course.
Do you feel death?
I fear death. I suppose one day the sea will claim me, but I don't think that's anytime soon.
Well, should I tell him where we're going or just like be surprised?
I don't think we should just throw that out there right this second.
Okay, we'll
Like,
tell him on the ship when
Yeah.
we're halfway there. Okay, great plan. Right, we're just going on a pleasure cruise apparently.
Well-
Meryl will pinch the bridge of her nose and she'll just say, maybe Bailey and him can keep watch.
I'd be
or
fine with
if
that.
you no, you're not getting out of this, Bailey. We're keepers for a reason, and we're on a mission where we're going. So it
Mhm.
can get a bit dangerous, and if you do decide to come with us, we'll share more details. Is that
Okay.
fair?
I say that's quite fair enough.
Perfect. And Ariel can come with us too.
Oh, I haven't thought about that. Ariel, do you wish to journey into the fathomless, bottomless ocean? I know you just were swept ashore from a shipwreck recently, but Ariel goes,
Perfect.
"Well, perfect. Then we will all go set sail. Hopefully, a new ship will have, or we can commandeer another one smaller."
Well, we were trying to get. Oh no, this is sunk too. Yeah, we need to get a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jack's
Any ship will
sunk.
do.
I mean, I guess one that fits us all.
Yeah.
Unless you want to swim there. I mean, I can do that. It's fine.
How?
I'll just follow you
Uh,
on the ship.
Oh, no. Oh, I was going to say how long. I don't know if this is. How long does your thing last for us, by the way?
An hour, I think.
An hour?
That's
Does,
not very long.
what does that mean? Does that mean that if we swim straight down for 45 minutes and then try to swim up for 15 that we're all gonna die? What the fuck do you mean an hour?
Bailey, hold on one second. One
Wait.
second.
So, just asking questions here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, swim for an hour?
Well, we are the keepers, and to a certain extent, that grants us abilities that maybe some others don't necessarily have the pleasures of getting to partake in. And
Exactly.
our mission requires us to go.
Abilities like the ability to drown to death
Well,
because the
no.
spell only lasts for
No.
60 minutes.
No, Eliot gave us that pendant for a reason. I mean, he said put it to good use. Maybe he just kind of knew. He is a guardian, I guess. But
An
I'm
hour.
sure it's fine. Like, it can't take that long to get to the bottom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you keep saying, I'm sure it's fine, but are you sure it's fine?
I'm sure I'm fine. But,
That is not what I asked you.
So I really thought that I had a spell that was going to help us, but it turns out I don't. Actually, I have a spell that will help Bailey, but it doesn't help with the breathing under the water part.
Then how will that help? Unless it's like a virtual Xanax, I don't really see
It's
how this
it's
is
like a
effective.
magical Xanax. Is literally exactly what it is. Yes.
Beautiful.
So you'll drown peacefully.
We won't try.
Okay,
It's
so
not.
about those
That's
slip
not
up duties.
happening.
I think
Like somebody needs somebody to stay on the dock and watch the waves and make sure that there's not another kraken.
Oh
What if
wait, hold
another
on.
kraken
that
attacks this poor innocent Port Tortuga? Somebody with a powerful sword and excellent stealth abilities should stay behind.
I say,
Just
See,
so
Grimsby?
Grimsby,
Yeah.
do you perhaps have a library of some sort? We need to look up a place to figure out.
Library.
Yeah,
We have a study
yeah,
that has some books in it.
about the sea, about
Of
the
course,
darkest places of the sea.
The deepest places of the sea.
possibly, but I try to stay as far away from the sea as possible as I can, even though I live in a castle on the sea.
need any friends to
Of
stay?
course. I mean, you seem like a very sensible young woman.
I would sure like to think so, and I also try to stay as far away from the sea as possible.
Val's going to turn to Eric and be like, "Do you have books on a mythical place called Davy Jones' Locker, perhaps?"
Davy Jones' Locker,
Yeah, just want to know what the.
place where pirates and sailors spend the rest of their days in the fathomless, bottomless pits of darkness in the abyss. Absolutely.
Oh,
The
perfect.
what?
Davy Jones' Locker. It's basically the end of the world.
Bailey just looks at Thal.
It wasn't my idea. It was the totem's idea. It was. She's just gonna look down at her spoon.
Maybe Bailey. Oh no, I'm gonna stop talking.
You know,
What?
we have
What were you guys saying?
plenty of time to talk about this later, and I'm sure Prince Eric doesn't want to hear all about this.
Oh,
And we're
I'm sorry.
talking work.
What?
Exactly.
See, as a
Sorry, I
side
just
note,
yeah.
I'm
Isn't
gonna
she
try to
lovely?
spend. I'm gonna try to spend every time that I see Eric's eyes go towards Ariel. I'm going to try to secretly cast thaumaturgy and just make her look a little bit more radiant. And
Roll sleight of hand.
oh god, it's only a verbal component. So I would try to like whisper like radiant and make her glow.
Sure.
Sleight of hand. Oh, actually, it's pretty. 17.
30.
Okay. So, you cast a spell, and yeah, every time that Eric looks at Ariel, you just see like just a soft sea breeze, even though there's no open windows or anything like that, and just glowing. And Eric just stares into Ariel's eyes, and Ariel stares right back into Eric's.
Beautiful. She's great.
Evelyn is sitting across from you, and she's just like,
I give her a little wink.
Val's like with this.
Evelyn, she stands up and she says, "Well, I do quite appreciate dinner this evening, but I am so quite tired. Do you care if I retire to my room?" "Oh, yes, of course, Snow White, you may." "Thank you so very much. My feet are so tired from walking the kingdom all day, and you have such a lovely kingdom, Prince Eric." "Well, I have you all have a wonderful evening this evening. Bye-bye." And she like goes out of the room, and almost briefly it's as if you see little bluebirds floating around her as she disappears out of the dining hall.
Val's gonna snort into her cup she's drinking. Like it's at the whole thing.
Meryl is trying to conceal a laugh with her napkin.
Val just openly
Uh,
laughing.
you in your brains and your minds, you hear Evelyn's voice like come to you as she sends you all a message. She says, "I hated that with every fiber of my being."
I'll
We're
reply
not
with,
talking about this.
"We loved it with every fiber of ours."
Thal's so mad at Evie too, so she's like, yes.
Dinner, you finish up dinner, and desserts are brought, and as you feel your stomachs are full and things like that, Grimsby has already left, while Eric and Ariel are just kind of fawning over each other like teenagers in love. But go ahead, Ellen.
Oh, I didn't know Grimsby was already gone. Um, so
Well, if you wanted to
tomorrow.
say something to him, he'll like get ready to leave, and she can stop
Okay.
him.
Oh, Grimsby. Uh,
Yes.
hold one second. Uh, do you need any help for tomorrow? Preparing, making sure all the vendors are going to be there and making sure you have music and all of that?
We'll be okay. I have a whole castle staff to get prepared for you. I will for them. I'm actually about to go check on them now to make sure everything is taken care of. But if anything should go awry, I will find you first, Evelyn.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And he leaves as Carlotta comes and clears the plates, and she offers a sparkling glass of cider to you each. Like she like kind of pulls up this bottle, and she like offers you each a drink if you wish to take it.
Why not?
But
I
maybe,
feel like this is a safe place to drink.
but maybe we
You know,
should
try it for
leave
the first time.
them alone. Like we take our drinks.
To my room.
Dum.
Maybe
Honestly,
You
there's
with all
nice.
this talk of the ocean, and Bailey will just drink it right there, all of it in that second.
Wow.
Eric stands up and Ariel kind of for a moment, and Eric says, "Well, Meryl, if you did want me to point you in the direction of the ocean, I can meet you at the top of the bridge tower. It's just off the hall to the left-hand side, spiral staircase up. There's where our lighthouse is, and I can point you in the direction if you wish.
Uh,
But after that, I will be retiring for the evening, and it was very much so a pleasure to have guests here in the castle."
Thank you for having us.
mhm.
Yes, thank you.
Meryl, why don't you go up with Prince Eric and then we'll meet you in your room?
That sounds perfect. Yes. I'll follow Eric.
So, you go up through the towers of the castle, and you follow him, um, pretty closely. Just you, but you're also just in eye of the castle. Eric, he begins. He's like, "So, you said your name was Meryl, yes?
Yes, yes.
And you are going to be offering a sending for our fallen
Huh.
men. That was it's very nice of you to do for us."
Of course, it's what I do. It's why I, well, one of the many reasons why I travel, but it's probably, I would say, the number one reason why I travel.
It's a very deplorable thing of you to do, so I appreciate it. But as you can see, we don't have a cinder of sorts for our castle, and it can get quite lonely, even though this castle is full of people offering to do everything for me. But if I'm being honest, I wish I could just go out into the ocean and never return. It's the open seas that really just call to adventure for me.
I understand that to a certain extent, although I don't think the ocean is where I would pick. And I found that there are many places that don't really have their own uh, in-house gravers, I guess you could say. Some of the bigger cities, there are places that have temples do, of course, but there's a lot of places in between. And I guess that I was always wondering what it was I was going to do after I was done with my pilgrimage, and then I became a keeper, and then that's kind of been a thing. And I feel like maybe I want to set up something like what are they called? Well, send out gravers to stay in places like these that are sequestered out in the ocean where a pilgrimage doesn't necessarily take place, so that someone has someone there to help in these times, But
Absolutely.
I've been rambling. I'm sorry. I tend to get going, especially after such good food, and it feels
Yes.
nice to
No,
feel safe.
you're very fine, my friend. Listen, if you do need help getting something set up here in Port Tortuga and having one in my kingdom, I'd be glad to have that happen. Perhaps we can talk about it sometime soon.
I hope sometime soon. Uh,
You pass down a corridor where there's these giant paintings along the walls of people and they all look royalty and things like that. And Eric says, "Yep, this is my family. My great grandfather, he built this castle on the rocks and fell in love and then had children and then he passed it along to my great grandfather and or my grandfather and then my grandfather to my father and then when my father passed, he passed it along to me. It's quite strange being only 18 years old and being told that I have to find someone and when all I really want is to see. But I'm telling you, have you ever been in love before?
I have not, no.
Well, it's the most wonderful feeling I've ever felt in my life. My first love was the ocean. My second love is my dog Max, which I'm sure you've seen him scampering around the castle.
Mhm.
But the woman who saved me last night, her, her voice was beautiful, as if the skies above opened up along with the fairies and they descended upon me with just delighted me with music. I was thought for sure it was your friend Ariel, but she can't speak. Perhaps I'll keep looking. Maybe one day I'll find her.
You
But
know,
here we are.
oh,
And he
okay.
opens the door to a bridge that outlooks the sea where there's like a light at the end of it. And you guys walk down and he says, "Oh, what were you saying?"
Uh, well, I know I'm new here, and we don't know each other all that well, so if I overstep, I mean no disrespect by it, but I have a keen eye for things, and as a traveler, you get used to watching your back. And when you don't have to watch your back, you know your eyes still wander. And I have to say, I've caught you staring at Ariel here and there throughout the evening, and it seems like you guys get along. So
Wasn't that
maybe,
obvious?
well, I'm in tune with these types of things. Emotions are what I do. Uh, Follow your heart, not necessarily your ears.
Follow your heart. Well, that's great advice, Meryl. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And you end at the end of the bridge where the lighthouse is, and you just see this beautiful, expansive, starry sky. The moon is shining high and reflecting on the waters, the inky midnight blue waters below. And you see Eric kind of like look up in the sky, like star charting a little bit. And he says, "It was approximately out that way, starboard side. Um, few not steep, but we were out there for my birthday, and Grimsby actually made me a statue of myself. I hate it, but of course I had to tell him that it was beautiful.
Of
But
course.
we were shooting out these fireworks, and then all of a sudden the storm came. It was terrible, and thankfully we made it back safe. But be careful out there, okay?
I'm always careful. And thank you for showing me the way. I know that it's probably not easy to have to think about, but uh, once I'm done, you can rest assured that your friends are resting easy.
Thank you again, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Eric, he nods his head and he heads back into the castle, leaving you alone.
I'll wait for a minute or two until I see him go and just kind of try to memorize how to get there, or at least point Val in the direction when the time comes, and then I will shimmy off to my room, hopefully to meet everybody.
So, okay, yeah. So as you are all you left Meryl to go with Eric up to the bridge in the tower. Um you start to head off to your room and Ariel she takes Thal's hands and she like leaning like as if she wants to lead her to her room.
And she follows Ariel like a little happy little mermaid girl. Like, let's go.
Uh do you guys all follow or do you go to Meryl's room?
Ellen will go and get changed back into her normal clothes and check on Sprig. She like took a few like berries from her salad and like little nuts, and she put it in like she stole a napkin and wrapped it all up, and she went to make sure Sprig has something to eat, and she'll eventually make her way back into Meryl's room.
Bailey will just head to Meryl's room, kind of knock on the door frame and walk in. Everything okay?
Did I beat
Not
them there?
not yet.
Okay.
Oh, never
Lucan?
mind.
So he's gonna go back to his room to get changed. And he like sees his book like sitting in the chair where he left it, and he's gonna like pick it up and like leaf through it, and then get sidetracked, and he's gonna sit back down on the bed and start reading again.
Okay. So Thal, Ariel leads you to her room, which is a corner room of the palace where the windows are open to the sea breeze of the air, and she goes over to the balcony and she like sits down with her hand on her chin, and you see down there like kind of where like a courtyard, perhaps a garden that overlooks the sea. You see Eric and Max playing in the yard. Um and she just like looks back at you and like looks back at Eric, and then that you see both of them like exchange like glances, and she like waves really awkwardly and then backs up into the room. And then you see that there is a crab sitting on the vanity, um and it starts speaking, and you can understand what the crab is saying. And the crab says, "This has got to be, without a doubt, the single most humiliating day of my life. I hope that you appreciate what I go through, for you, young lady. Now, who is your friend?"
Oh, I am Thalasia, she said in the same language.
"A mermaid as well."
Yeah, I agree with you. It's been a strange day. Why would she want to be a human? One
Well,
tried to choke me.
oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But listen, she is in love with the prince,
I know.
and we have to come up with a plan to get that boy to kiss her.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, I'm thinking when he takes her for that ride, she's got to look her best.
Right.
She's got to bat her eyes like this.
Thal tried
She's
to.
got to pucker up her lips like this. And then Ariel kind of like sinks down into her bed, next to Thal, like resting her head on Thal's lap. And the crab looks over and says, "That child, she's hopeless, but she's our child we have to take care of."
Yeah, I mean, she lives in love. She's in love. I've never been in love, but it seems like it's a very important thing, and I think we need her to be with the prince forever. Right, Ariel? You want to kiss
You
him?
see that she has fallen asleep in your lap.
Okay, that's scary. She falls asleep often?
She's had a long day, my friend.
Right.
And what did you say your name was?
This Thalasia.
Alasia. Ah, a northern name.
Right. I am from the north. She giggles
Oh,
nervously.
my name is Sebastian. I am King Dryden's right-hand crab.
Right. That's It's a pleasure to meet you.
Is everything okay, lass?
Everything's fine. How's Triton these days?
Oh, he's going to be very angry when he figures this all out.
That that's not great. Do you think he'll be mad at me too?
But if you have something to do with it, maybe. You can never understand what his emotions go. I feel bad because it's sort of my fault too. I'm the one who accidentally told Triton about her infatuation with the human world.
Is it really that bad? Does she really love the human world? I mean, obviously she liked her feet.
Nah, if she is in love, she deserves to be happy.
Yeah. Happy endings are great.
You are not wrong, my friend. But listen, they must kiss, or that sea witch will have her.
Right. Ursula will have her. Not good.
Exactly.
Well, we'll just make her look very cool tomorrow, and should we follow them around, make sure they fall in love? Or the kiss, at least?
That is a good plan. I have a couple of friends that might be able to help us on this endeavor.
Yeah.
Our best friend Flounder, and an annoying seagull named Scuttle.
Oh, those are fun. I have a best friend fish, too. Not a bird. Well, I guess I have a bird friend now. Anyways.
Well, Thalasia,
Hmm?
I hope that we can get these two lovers to fall in love more.
Me too. I really think this is super important and bigger than we all think. Love is great and huge, and yeah.
All right. Well, I too will rest. It has been a long day. You have yourself a great sleep.
Well, do my best. Yeah, and she like sets like Ariel's like head on the pillow and tucks her in and like awkwardly like backs up like pleasant dreams. Don't let the fish bite, and she gets out.
So at this time, Meryl has made her way back to her bedroom, as well as everyone else who wanted to be in her bedroom.
Right now, I take it it's Baili and Evelyn.
Yes.
Hello. I know where we're going for the sending tomorrow. I have a general idea, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Hmm? Has
Bailey,
anyone
you're
seen
coming with us?
Thal?
Yeah.
We'll start in the lagoon. I don't think I need to be like directly where it's at, you know? I just want to be a bit closer to it. So if we swim like 25 minutes out, and then I do my sending, and then we swim back, we should make it.
But the lagoon and the ocean aren't connected. That's
Oh,
the
they're
only
not
issue.
connected? Oh, I thought they were connected.
We can just stay in the lagoon.
I mean, I'm not going to force you to go into the open ocean. So if we want to do our swim practice in the lagoon, maybe I can get someone with like a pontoon or something to take me out there.
Well, I could get you out there.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
I
Well,
could turn into a dolphin and take you out there.
oh, okay. Okay. That's a good plan, I think. So I don't want the trial run to scare you too much, Bailey. Has anyone seen Thal? The whole reason we got together is I'm like unzipping my dress and shamelessly just and then putting on like a nightgown.
Ariel needed her,
Oh,
so
Will Thal
we
be
just have
back
to
by
wait
now?
till she comes back.
do we look for her? Do we just wait?
Lucan, are you going in Meryl's bedroom?
He is absorbed in the book. He got very distracted.
Okay. By this time, yes, Thal is done with Ariel.
Thal's kind of like wandering outside their rooms, and she's just like scratching her head, trying to figure out how to make somebody kiss, and then she'll like take a deep breath, and then she'll knock on Meryl's door with a wince.
Yay! Meryl skips over and opens it. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, come in, come in, come in, come in, come in.
Cool. We gotta figure out how to get the kiss, you know.
We do, yes. It looks like it's a girls' night, so I kind of love that. And then as I close the door behind you, I always have my staff on me. It's always on my back. And you see it kind of flash. And I draw a little sigil above the lock on the door. And I cast Arcane Lock. And it's got a secret password that only I know. And Thal cannot run away.
Was that necessary? I mean, I'm here. I'm willingly. I mean, did you see Evelyn's performance? Oh my god, that was so
Okay.
funny.
It was
Yeah.
great. Are there fireplaces or anything in this room? Or
No.
like.
Yeah.
Oh, no, just kidding. Yeah, you don't like fire. It's not cozy to you, is it?
No.
Well, I'll open the windows at least so there's like a sea breeze and it's calming. But I'll sit down in front of Thal. I'll grab two of your hands. To say, I'm worried about you.
Why?
Because there's a lot that we don't know about the predicament that you're in. And it sounds to me like what it is that you're trying to get done is very important to you and to your people. And I guess the part that scares me is that somehow after all of this, you still trust Ursula, even though we could probably help you get your family back. And you became a guardian for me without so much as a second thought. So if you think that I wouldn't go to the ends of the earth to help you, I would. And I guess that there's a part of me, and I don't want to have to face the fact that it's there, but if this is going to go smoothly, I think that it should be talked about. If Ursula doesn't take you over through the Pact, if we have to fight her, what if we start winning and it looks like we are going to banish Ursula or whatever it is that we're going to do? Do we have to worry about you turning on us?
I mean, I don't know. I would never do that. It was just, if we do that, then I fear that more sirens will happen. If it was her totem, as we're deciding, is what turned everybody into sirens, then we need to get it back to unturn people into sirens, and she's the one that came to me saying that we need to stop this from happening, then I'm worried that without her it won't stop. I'm not sure Eliot can stop it.
But Val, may I butt in? I'm so sorry.
This is a group conversation. That's why I wanted us here. It seems
Okay.
like Lucan probably fell asleep or something.
Yeah, he seemed busy. But the weird thing is that it is her totem, and if she had the power to turn people into sirens and out of sirens, don't you think she would do it already?
Well,
It seems that she's tricking you.
that's the thing.
And with what Evelyn said earlier, I know you guys aren't on good terms, but what the story of Ariel is going to be planned out, she tries to trick the prince to make sure that Ariel's pact doesn't come to fruition. So she tries to get the upper hand on the pacts. So she might not be doing her end of the bargain.
But what does she have to win from me?
Well, we would have to look in exactly what you promised.
What did you give her?
DM.
I don't know. What did you give her?
What?
Well, we changed it so many times. That's the thing. I gave her like
She,
me, basically.
yes,
This is me entirety.
to be able basically to use you as her eyes and ears into the world,
Yeah.
and to
Okay.
use you as a vessel, basically.
Okay. She'll. Okay, I'm just confirming that. So, just making sure we're still on par. She's just gonna like twiddle her thumbs and stuff like that. She's well. It's complicated, but I offered her everything. Meaning, I wanted my family back so bad, I offered her myself. A whole. To use.
It's a bit much.
I was desperate. I was crying. I lost
I'm
my
not mad.
family.
I've learned a lot from the past transgression between Bailey and I. I'm not mad. I'm just overly concerned.
Wouldn't you give everything to have your family back? Like, what if you just lost your entire family in one go?
I understand. That's why I'm not mad. I'm self-growth. I'm not blowing up. It's okay. You made a choice. It's in the past. But as keepers and together, we try to fix the problems now. Uh, can someone go get Evelyn?
I can go get her.
You can't get
The
out.
door is locked.
Oh, the door's locked.
You're not gonna let me out? Seriously?
I'll walk up to the door and I'll whisper the password and then I'll open it so that she can get out.
I don't really like being caged in, Meryl.
Me,
Well, you're not caged in. As we've seen since we got here, Thal has for the first time ever since we've known her, gone off without a word into the wild blue yonder, if you will.
Fair enough. I'll be back.
Knock, and then I close it.
You head down the hall, and you go to Evelyn's room. The door is cracked open, and you can see her in there. Do you knock or do you open the door?
Both. She'll lightly knock on the door and open it and be like, "Hey, Evie."
Evelyn, she turns from the vanity mirror. She's back in just kind of a blouse and a regular wear, not and a Snow White outfit. She turns and she says, "Yeah,
Hey, you doing all right?
for what I can, yes. What about yourself?"
Same answer. Um, do you want to come to Meryl's room? We're all kind of talking over everything with Val, with our next steps, with Ariel. I think it'd be good if you joined us.
Hmm, I'm invited.
You are. Actually, I think all of us would like to have you there. I know I would.
Okay, sure, I'll go. Just give me a minute. And she goes over. She pulls on like a little shawl, like a black shawl over her shoulders, and kind of fixes up her hair. And she closes the book that was on her desk, which kind of this black leather bound, small kind of book, and she tucks it underneath the pillow on her bed. And she grabs an apple from the table and bites into it. She's like, "I can bring goodies if we want."
Yeah, I'm sure everybody would really like that. Can I help you
Sure.
hang?
Oh, I conjure them. And she kind of like, you see her like smirk for like the first time, like the Evelyn has ever smiled maybe in her life, and because you've always heard her say like, smiling gives you wrinkles and wrinkles make you old. And she conjures up a basket full of apples. She carries it and kind of tucks them in her arm. She's like, "Sure."
Bailey would smile back at Evelyn and come on. I'm sure everyone will be glad you're there.
She
I'll be
follows
right
Bailey.
back to Meryl's room, and she'll knock on the door.
Yeah, I open it.
You step into the room and Evelyn like she looks over and she says, "Nice spell work, Meryl."
Thank you. I guess I can't take all the credit. This staff is really kind of something amazing. She's dead. It's like,
The staff is merely a tool, the spellcaster who wields it. Don't discredit yourself. You're powerful.
thank
Not
you.
many can conjure a perfectly crafted arcane lock. Not to be like, haha, but took me a long time to figure out that one.
Whoa. Huh.
I brought goodies if you guys want some apples.
Thank you, Evelyn. That's very, very
Yeah,
kind.
I'll take
You
one.
know, fairest of them all and everything.
No,
Where's Lucan?
it's a girls' night.
I
Oh,
think he's sleeping. He's been in his room.
I the very few friends that I've had, I've never had a girls' night.
Well,
Really?
we're starting now.
Just don't expect me to start a pillow fight. Barbaric.
Well, can you promise not to get mad? Because we are talking about some deep stuff here.
That's a loaded question, but
I
I
know.
promise.
Do
She
you
sits
pinky
down,
promise?
of course, and she sits down on the bed and hands each of you the basket of apples and things like that. And she bites into her own. She sits cross-legged on the bed and just looks cozy in her little shawl and ready for a girls' night.
So we were talking to Thal about her pact with Ursula. And we discovered some pretty shocking news, and we have to figure out how how this impacts us and how it did impact us, and how to stop it.
And keep Thal safe in the process.
It's
Yes.
really not that bad.
You don't know.
I mean, I'd do anything to get my family back. I
I
mean,
and you've proven that, and that's an incredible drive, but you now have resources that mean that you don't have to sacrifice your everything to get your family back.
but what if I have to? I'm now bound to something I can't get rid of exactly, and I have to do things that are in my control. What if that happens?
Well, I guess that's why we're having this
What's
meeting, so we can figure that out.
and Evelyn, just to get
Evelyn.
you up to speed, the agreement that Thal had, she promised Ursula everything herself.
Which is why Ursula was able to enter the clock tower and kidnap our friends and the totems.
Hmm.
Thal, first and foremost, I want to apologize for my actions that evening at the clock tower. I was not in control of myself, but that is not an excuse. For that, I do offer my sympathies and apologies towards you.
It's fine. It was warranted.
But second of all, your blind faith in Ursula is what is deeply concerning to me. You trust her still after she basically took everything out from under us. Why?
I was just going to like kind of look confused. Would she know why, or would I have to do like a wisdom saving throw or something?
She would know why. She like you feel it from your pact.
Okay.
It's something similar to what Evie's talking about, how she's not in control of
Yeah.
some things.
You know, there's that fuzzy feeling in the back of your head. It's like something's inside you. It's there, and I hear it. I have to trust her. She's crying. She's great. She's so powerful. She'll
Let's
fix
see.
everything.
I once too listened to the demons inside of me blindly, and look where that led me. Cursing entire worlds, killing thousands of people,
I
and
wouldn't do
almost
that.
bringing in the darkness itself. The important thing is that all pacts have endings. Your ending is hopefully not you dying. But with most pacts, there are loopholes. If I got hands on this actual contract, I might be able to do a little more digging and research on this.
Well,
That is what I was trying to figure out in town today. Is how I can find myself down in that grotto of hers and take her contract with your name on it. I don't have the ability to teleport to beneath the ocean. It has to be on land. But I could use your help turning myself into a mermaid.
I can do that. It only lasts an hour, though.
That's fine. Plenty enough time for me to get in and get out.
Right.
Ursula and I have a past, but she'll find reason with some things that I have of hers.
Oh, okay. So would you take my pact and I belong to you then?
No, you do not want to be bound to me, my dear. But I will figure out a way to either end your pact, but at worst comes to worst, Ursula's life will be taken.
But I die too.
No, and unless there's some type of blood pact with it. But I won't know unless I get my hands on the actual contract itself. They're magically sealed, but I have ways of working around those.
Right.
Well, uh, I don't know how close it is, but Meryl and I are going out to the ocean to so Meryl can do his sending. If you want to join us.
Technically, Thal can only use her thing once a day. on us, and we were going to do a practice session with Baili tomorrow in the lagoon. Unless
We do it now? I could go for a swim. This has all been like great fun and everything, but it's kind of claustrophobic. And she backs up a little bit.
Tomorrow.
I'll wave my hand and dismiss the arcane lock so that it's not so overbearing.
I think tomorrow would be fine. I mean,
No, well, tomorrow you're not going to be a mermaid, Meryl, just at the lagoon. I'm taking you to the middle of the ocean.
I've never done ascending while swimming at the same time, but I'm sure I can figure it out.
You're going to
And I-
use me as support.
Yeah.
Thal
And I will go with you then as well.
Okay.
Birdie. I am sorry though about all this. I didn't
Listen.
mean for it to be happen.
If I blamed you for what you did, then I would have to take all the blame that what I've done when the demon was inside of me, taking control. And that's not fair.
And
The
you are
import-
the only one with a pact. Technically, I have one too. Although I didn't really make it, I was born with it, but... So I understand.
Would you give up?
I don't think I gave up anything. I'm not really sure.
Oh.
It's just sort of always been this way. If I gave something up, it was before I knew I had it, so...
I wonder what other warlocks there are.
Dozens, if not thousands.
That's scary. All of Ursula's?
No. There are other ways to make pacts mediocre.
That's good.
But the important thing to remember is that we are all in this together. We are not alone.
Weird.
Tomorrow's a new day. We will figure this out for you, Thal. We'll figure this out.
Well, at least I have my mermaid magic still if I lose all my abilities.
We'll figure you out, I promise.
Thanks.
And we'll help your family. As soon as Ellie gets back, I just want you to try to fight the pull that Ursula has on you. I need you also all to know that Ursula probably knows exactly what we're planning right now due to the fact that Thal is here.
About that part...
Sorry.
We can only have on hopes that this castle is protected and warded. Eliot did his very best to go around all of Everas to protect and ward castles of royalty and nobility and that of storied characters.
Wow, that's a lot.
While you're here, Thal, I'm under the impression that you are protected. But once you leave these castle grounds, Ursula can see anything you see, hear anything you hear, and take over control without you even knowing.
No. So, okay. Well, you guys, if you see me acting like a human, strange, stop me?
that's
Valeywn,
a contract, Thal.
the unfortunate thing is, my dear fish friend, that you are strange itself.
I mean, not that strange.
To you.
We'll
Well,
figure out some way to stop you without hurting you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I have a question. Does death
Yeah.
sever a pact?
death does. But not the person who accepted the pact, the one who wrote it.
Oh,
Ursula's death will sever her pact.
got you.
But also, you must remember, killing and resurrecting is a very powerful necrotic magic that can take part of one's soul with it. A life for a life. Do not forget this. I haven't.
Cool. That sounds really scary, and I thought you were about to kill me, and that's weird.
Dear, if I killed you, I too would perish.
Well, not you.
Yeah.
I meant her. I meant like Meryl killing me, because that sounded scary. I trust you, Evelyn, not to kill me.
Not Meryl?
She just said that she's going to. I'm
I was
not
thinking
really
outside the box.
nervous.
I didn't say I was going to do anything. I was simply thinking outside the box. I
I
have
like the way you think.
one time. I can bring one of us back.
We should save it just in case something happens to Mr. Eliot, because he seems pretty important.
I would use it on one of you guys before I used it on him, but
Okay.
Speaking of Elliot, there is something that has come up that I've learned about his condition.
Oh, I
What?
don't like that.
And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh,
Fuck you!
no!
No! Please don't do that. I won't be able to sleep for 2 weeks.
Oh shit! And we don't play next Monday. That's
Yeah.
Trey.
Damn.
Let's play Tuesday. Are you back Tuesday?
Because
I am back Tuesday, yes.
guys, my mom is so funny. She like came in here with ice cream, and I was like, no, don't, I'm playing my game. Like 5 minutes later, she came back in with this look on her face and like the ice cream in her hands, and she was like, "Can I just come in?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." So that was when I turned my camera off.